All right, go ahead, guys. Start with the lag. All right, folks, we are at 8 o'clock. Match number 2 is getting ready to begin. It's between Devin Piety and Robert Arredondo. You see the bar goes are 447, 437, so another evenly match up. Looks like Robert's going to win. Yeah, let me go take. Okay, so I had to go make the call on the flag. It was a close one, but Robert did win it. And so he will rack a break first. This one is a race to 9. Now, the reason it's a race to 9 when they're typically a race to 7 is because this one is for a bigger amount. The first match was a similar amount, but they agreed to a race to 7. These guys wanted to do a race to 9, so we're doing a race to 9, and it seems to be moving along pretty fast anyway, so we'll see what happens here. Now, Robert is from Moses Lake. Devin lives here in Union Gap. He's the Yakima pool player. Both cool guys, good dudes, fun to shoot pool with. Robert has been here before playing tournaments, so I'm sure we'll see him in the future some more. Now, here goes the first break, and this is Robert to break. So it looks like Robert made a ball in the break. He'll be coming to the table with a real good starting shot on the 5 ball. So for me right here, I would be playing the 5 with the top right to come in like this and break this side. Just to separate a little bit. Looks like he hit down a little bit of inside to avoid that. Now I can tell you, I don't know how well you can see it in the stream, but Robert shoots with a very nice Predator Q. I believe it's an Icon. I forget the exact number, but it is a very beautiful Q. I'm a fan of Predator. I shoot with one myself, and therefore I like it. But looks like he had to put the extension on to reach that 2 ball. Made it and didn't bump the 6 or the 1, so he's going to be forced into a tight position for that. Looks like you can see the 4 ball, which he's addressing right now. It looked like the cue ball kind of wiggled a little bit going over that magic rack, but still managed to pocket the ball. In this position he's in, I think for me, I would play the 3 on the side off the 9. Trying to cut it, that pocket is very small, but you could plow into the 9 and make that. But it looks like he's playing the 1 ball. And he did, and he hit it very well. But as you can see, created a big problem. Not only for him, but for Devin as well. He might be able to get at it by cutting the 7 here and then taking the cue ball kind of this way. Let's see what he does here.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so Devyn's going to come to the table for the first time in this match. He is stripes, and if I were him, I'd be attacking from the 9 ball right here to open this up. Hitting with a lot of inside English, even if you miss it in the first trail. The inside English will take it back in there. But he was able to get it, and he opened that up nicely. So now he really just needs to focus on playing shape with the 10 ball here. The 11's deep enough though. If he got there now, he can combo that and still make it. He can play a carry, any number of things. You just don't want to wait on it too long because it will get tougher and tougher to get in that window as you pocket balls. So he opened it up. So the 10 has a pocket now all by itself, which is a good move. And he has a nice little angle on his 12 ball now to be able to play shape for the 10. He doesn't need to go in and break it out or anything. He should come up table a little bit. He did play to go in and pump the 8. And this is the consequence of making that happen. But there's a great safety opportunity here. You can just clip that ball and come in right behind the 15. So we'll see. So I'm going to refresh my browser so that I can change color of my pen. So give me just a second. Okay, I'm back, folks. As you can see, my pen color is now orange, so a lot easier to see. Devyn did not play the safety I drew, but he did not leave much as far as anything easy goes. But yeah, earlier when he had the 12 ball sitting here, he could have just played that angle and come up to here and cut the 10. But instead, he opted to try to bump the 8 to be too perfect. And in not doing so, he left himself in a very tough position. And Robert recognized that. But, he left the cube on a position where Devyn can make a move here, either offensive or defensive.
Yeah, so years ago.
But Robert's able to do that because that 10 ball with the 8 is in a tough spot. So Devyn broke a cardinal rule there. He tried very hard to hold for shape. So, Will, I'm reading your comment here. There is music, or is it my background, or here at the bar, or is the volume bad again? So I see we have some viewership in here. For those of you that are watching, go into the chat there. Let me know who you are or where you're watching from. It's Friday night here in Yakima, and they have a Scotch Doubles tournament over at the ranch. I know there's a number of people over there playing tonight, and probably even watching this match on the TVs over there. So if the ranch is watching, hello, how are you guys doing over there? Okay, thanks for the update, Will. Appreciate it. So Devyn was up to his combo there. He played the combo. So now He's down to his last 2 balls, so it's going to be very critical that he plays shape. And one thing you notice there, he did not go look at where he needs to be exactly, but somewhere in the middle, that was, I'm just saying, that was terrible. So you always want to look, kind of see where you need to be. So had he played like half the ball and played a little right English to come out into this half table or right into the table, center table, then he would have had a good look. But now he's in trouble. So the only good side to this is he did not open up the 8. So Robert's going to have to do a little work here. He does have ball in hand on the 3. So he can give himself an angle to play that ball and kind of come this way, or he can just play and leave it here for a bank. He can even play another safety if he wanted to, and just kind of play this 3 ball up into near one of these pockets, and the cue ball up there too, forcing DEVYNN into a kick shot to open that up for you. For me, I think I would play and leave that as a bank. But that's me because I like banks. And so I would feel comfortable shooting it. Looks like Robert is thinking the same. Played and left himself a very nice bank angle. It's practically natural, so just... Yeah, and he definitely showed that he knows how to bank. Hit that beautifully, center pocket. Takes the first game, 1-0 lead, Robert, and it is now DEVYNN's rack and break. Hey, Sandra. Robert's grandkids are saying, "Let's go, Grandpa." Awesome. That's so cool. I will definitely let him know. So I just let him know that the grandkids said, "Let's go, Grandpa." And he had a big old smile on his face. So that'll help carry him through. Appreciate you guys watching. But DEVYNN to break. He's down 1-0 in a race to 9. So no panicking here. It's too early for that. But let's see, because Robert definitely came to play. DEVYNN hit the break well. Conquered the ball, has a nice starter. I think solids actually kind of look better, and I only say that because of this ball right here. And he's sitting on the 6, so I don't know. That might be something he might be interested in taking on right now and just play the solids. But the tendency once in a while after the break is to shoot the easiest shot, which in this case is probably the 10. It's not a horrible option to try stripes either, but the easiest shot to start with isn't always the best shot. You have to look at everything. You want to map the table out so that it's the easiest possible route where you can get the least amount of cue ball movement. Looks like he's hitting a 10. And I can tell you that's not normal for him to miss that kind of a shot. But he is nervous, I'll tell you that, and that I know. There are a handful of people here rooting him on. His mother being one of them, which is awesome that they're here. But and he's got family watching as well, so it definitely brings out the nerves. These matches aren't always easy. So you're playing for a decent dollar amount. You're basically the center of attention. I have everything blocked off here at the Dutch so that nobody can play on this table next to them, and the space is just them two in there. Even I'm sitting a little bit away from them, but they're the center of attention, not just from the eyes in here, but eyes on the live stream and everything else. So there's pressure. But that's the whole point of this. This is why we created this platform, is because Learning to play under pressure is a very big deal. It's something that absolutely has to happen because if you play tournaments anywhere, that in itself creates pressure. But then if you end up on a TV table at that location, if you've never been on one before, you just really don't know how you're going to perform. So having this as an opportunity to learn, teach yourself something is a big deal. And so we've had a lot of people do it. And we appreciate that they want to and come and do it and try it out. Win or lose, everybody's has a good time. And that's kind of what we're looking for. And everybody gets a little seasoning, as they say. But as you can see here, Robert's making moves. Okay, so you saw there what happened was the angle he was in, and I'll bring out the old magic cue ball here. So he hit that with top right. So basically, if you look at the clock face, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock-ish, and so the cue ball came here and went out like this. Now, had he put it the other way, then the cue ball would have came here and went into this ball, which would have worked great. But he had a plan, and he just made that attempt right there to break it out. Unfortunately, he hung the 9, but in doing so, he did not leave anything easy for DEVYNN to start with, and he created another trouble ball right here for DEVYNN as the 9 blocks that ball to the former opponent. So DEVYNN needs to be looking at a safety here, not looking at anything offensive. He needs to be looking defensive. So I'm seeing in the chat there, we got a number of fans for Robert, which is awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. So DEVYNN did play the safety, just took off the floor ball there and took the cue ball sitting in the corner, leaving it tough. I don't know. Robert appears to be aiming in something offensive. Firing at the side pocket. Okay, so he left the shot for DEVYNN. It's not a big angle on it, so he can't just swing over there and break the 1 ball out of there. Not yet, anyway. That 1 ball is definitely something he's going to want to address soon. Now, he took an attempt at bumping the 3 out of there, and the reality of that is it doesn't really require a breakout because the cue ball does fit in here to cut the 3 here. But if it's available, then great, but it's not really something you need to be trying to focus on because the real trouble is right here. That 1 ball is a big deal. Right now, that problem is getting bigger and bigger as he pockets his other balls. Okay, he really didn't have anything good to work with there, so he opted for a safety. Which I can't blame him there because the only ball Robert can see is that 10 ball. And if he doesn't pocket this ball, then he does open up troubles. But he has a free swing at this because his 9 ball is over there in the pocket blocking on DEVYNN's balls. So this basically gives him a free swing at this 10 ball bank. But as you can see, he did not make it. And now DEVYNN's going to play a smart defensive shot, pocket the 9 ball, and leave the 1 right there. And he's able to do that because the 2 balls that Robert has are both lying what we call neutral. They're not near a pocket, they're just kind of out in open space. And so whatever shot Robert's going to have will be difficult. And then by DEVYNN solving his 1 ball issue here, if he gets a chance back at the table, it's high percentage that he completes the out. Now, I can tell you that was a great shot by Robert. Had that fallen, he had a shot on his 12 and very well could have upped the score to 2-0. But having it on, but he managed to leave it a difficult starter for Devin. And that 6 ball has one less pocket it can go to. So now I would think Devin would need to play this kind of like this. And that would give him shape on the 3 ball next. Yeah, I didn't like going for that cut first. But luck favors the aggressor. And because he took an aggressive shot, the pool gods decided to reward him with a little bit of luck. And but Robert has a shot. So this is a speed control. It's natural position to the 12. So it's just speed control. Go to the rail and come back out. You might have hit that a little too soft. Well, turns out you hit it perfect. So this, you can just roll forward, come into this area here, and then play the 8 in this side. So he hit that really well. Controlled the speed to give himself the best opportunity here. And that's basically the point of every shot you take, offensive, defensive. It's to keep the percentages in your favor. So if you're going to turn the table over because you play a safety or whatever, you want to keep the percentage of that safety high in your favor so that when your opponent goes to the table, their offensive shot or defensive shot is low percentage. That always increases your odds of winning the game. Now Robert is in a great position here to take a 2-0 lead. But like I mentioned earlier, it is a race to 9, and it does show that on the bottom of the screen there. Nicely done, Robert. See, now, like I mentioned in the previous match, in any race you play, whatever the number, there are a few games that are like the most critical ones to win. The very first game is a big one, and I say that because it sets the tone, not only for yourself, but for your opponent. And then the second one is getting on the hill first. So in this case, it's a race to 9. Getting to the hill would mean getting to number 8. And then, of course, the last one is to win that 9th game and win the race. Now, the first game and the one to get on the hill both put tremendous amount of pressure on your opponent. So that's why I think they're big games to win. Every game matters, obviously, but those are the ones that have direct effect on your opponents. So Robert's up 2-0, and this BCA rules, so it is a rack your own break, and it's alternate break format. So Robert comes to the table with a break and a nice 2-game lead. Having a lead just kind of lets you relax a little bit. Now Robert hit that rack pretty solidly, but unfortunately came up dry, so that'll bring Devin to the table with an opportunity to make the first move in this game. I have to agree with you, Will. Will comments that anytime you can get a 2-game lead in a long race, it's huge, and I fully agree with that. 1-game leads are nice too, but it doesn't give you the breathing room a 2-game lead does. And especially later in the race when you have 2, it's very massive. And it's all about affecting the mindset of your opponent. You can get them into a trying not to lose mode versus playing to win. It definitely has them play different, and the outcome more often than not work in your favor.
Boots. If they were wedges. Yeah, they were boots.
So Devin tried to squeeze the 10 through there to get in the pocket and was unable to do so. So Robert comes back to the table. The table is open, which means he is able to choose which suit he wants, solid or stripes. It looks like he's opting for stripes, which I have to agree is probably the better selection. There is a trouble ball right here, 15 by the side pocket. There's no clean window to get at it and make it into a pocket. So it's definitely something that has to be addressed. And just for the people watching, one thing that's a good habit of getting into is working. If you divide the table into 4 quadrants, so just you drew a plus sign through the side pockets and through the center of the table, so you got 4 even parts. You kind of work area to area. Don't bounce back and forth, end to end, side to side too much. Cue ball less traveled is always going to serve you better. So whatever first area you're in, work in there, and then find your ball to transition into the next section, and then work that section and do the same. Find a transition ball to the next, and then it forces you to run better patterns. Oh my goodness, how good was that? That pretty much sealed game 3 for Robert. That was an excellent move to draw that back, do that little bump on the 2 to open the door for the 15. So in this particular shot, you're going to want to throw that 15 in with a little bit of English. It looks like it's going to be. So for me, I would have hit that a lot softer with more English to help throw that ball in. But then the cue ball would go through the rail and come out. Now, he chose to stop it there using the 2 to help stop it, which is not bad because he's got this 11 and the cue ball will come across towards the 2, just like that. And he got the lucky bounce. Sometimes that 2 would have come across and blocked you, but it didn't. So this, just cuts it and becomes center table natural. So now, had he cut that across the cue ball's natural path, it would have been coming this way, but he hit that light regardless. So even if he would have made that, the cue ball wouldn't have been much different than where it's sitting now. So he wouldn't have had a good shot off the tee. So the best way to do that would have been to put a little bit of inside. So in that particular shot, a little top right like that would help bring the cue ball this way. So now Devin got a lucky opportunity here, and he needs to capitalize. It's very important that he capitalizes on this game next. 3-0 is huge versus 2-1. So the big question here is if this 4 ball passes here. And it looks like it does. And that's big.
So, yeah.
And he got himself to that shot. He can bump the 5 right now. And then he can play the 7 on the side if he plays Jake to that, for that. Not quite the pattern I would have ran, but it'll still be effective. So now, this is what I'm talking about cleaning up, your areas, because now he's going to come down to this area and then have to work back to this area, which makes it very difficult. It's still doable, but it's a lot tougher than that. He rolled forward and played that here, and brought the cue ball back here. Then he only has this area to deal with. So that 4 ball rubbed the 2. Still managed to go in, so very, very, very fortunate, Devin. Now the thing with this shot is to not force anything. Looks like you might be playing that. Oh, that's a heartbreaker there. But you look at the position there, he's on the 50-yard line, which makes it tough. Whereas I think I would have played that 2 ball here, so that the cue ball's natural position would have come this way and either leave me the shot to the corner or come up here and leave me the shot to the side. But now Robert has a good chance to get the 3, which is big because that missed shot, and if that costs him the game, then that would have a big effect on Devin's mindset. He needs to be able to shake that off, take a deep breath, and start new on the next game. Great shot, Robert. Way to punish. All right, folks. So Robert has a commanding 3-0 lead. This is a race to 9. And while he's racking, I'll mention the sponsors yet again. So you see in the box there, the 2 paid sponsors are Volution Fitness and Screen Effects. Now, Screen Effects is a local business here in Yakima. They do screen printing and embroidery. You can get a hold of them through their Facebook page or the phone number 509-607-9307. Now, I can tell you I've had many shirts made by them for Lincoln City, for Vegas Nationals. I've been pleased with every shirt. It's been and many times too, I've given them short notice. They still produce. And then the other one, of course, is Volution Fitness. It's a 24/7 gym. There's 5 locations, 4 of them in Yakima, 1 in Sela. And with your membership, you have an access card that allows you to get in the entry door at any hour of the day. So it's very convenient. It can work around any work schedule, whatever. So anytime you feel like going, day or night, you can enter. They offer many services, including personal training, group classes. They have a nutrition coach. You can reach them through Facebook as well, or go to volutionfit.com, or stop in any one of their 5 locations and ask for the tour and have them show you what's up and get you started. In the banner you see there hanging from the table, King Beverage, who does Budweiser, obviously. They created the banner for me. That you can see that the EvoSports, which is our live stream company, they came in, put the camera system in, set everything up, and gave me the link to be able to do commentary. You see the Screen Effects logo, Budweiser logo, Volution Fitness, DDL. That's the Dutch Diamond League. So we have here at the Dutch, we have an in-house pool league. You can sign up at the Dutch or from that Facebook page for that. And then, of course, there's the BFS, which is Battle for Supremacy, which is this platform here where these two players are playing. You can message me on that Facebook page, or if you have my number, hit me up there if you're interested in doing a match. And of course, the bottom one there is the Dutch. That's the Little Dutch Inn here on 6th Avenue in Lincoln. We have 5 7-foot diamond tables. There, 3 of them are freshly recovered, and the other ones are going to be down here in the next few days. So definitely come down and have some fun. Good food, good drinks, good pool equipment. Just a good time all the way around. And the owner's gym is very big on pool, big supporter of pool events. So he's all about it, which is awesome for us. Hi, Diane. Nice to see you here joining us on the stream. Thanks for tuning in. So Devin was on a little bit of a run there, but unfortunately failed to get out. Robert is at the table, and everything seems to be doable. I can't tell if this 7 ball here passes. It doesn't look like it does, so it'll have to be addressed. The best way to do it is to cut this 3 here and bring the cue ball into here. You don't want to get straight in on it, but somewhere in here will give you the angle to come up like this. So if he overhits this and ends up straight, then that's going to be a bad thing. Now you can end up on the rail or out here. That way you have an angle so that you're cutting that ball either way, and then the cue ball will come out this way. Okay, as you see, he's got a tiny angle, and even that you're going to be forcing to try to, with a lot of spin, to try to come up here and bump this. If you don't like that, you can actually come back out here and play the 5, try to get an angle on this 5 ball here to the side or corner to give you an angle in. He might be able to work this out. Looks like he's struck some outside English here. And he did. That's great. So now, depending on preference, you can play to this side or this corner, and both produce different kind of position for the cue ball. Looks like he's playing on the side, and that tangent line, the cue ball is going to go this way. And he was doing all right until he hit that 13 ball full, and now it has blocked him. So it's going to be forced into a jump shot. So Robert goes over, get his jump cue. So you can see where the 8 ball is. It's right by that corner pocket. So really, just pocketing this ball should get him a decent look at that 8. Hey, hit it good. He didn't miss it by much. But as you can see, now Devin will come to the table, and this is almost a point of being critical now. Devin needs to get on the board. Going down 4-0 would be it's almost a fatal move. He needs to get out here. You can start with this ball and then just come out this way. And this area would be perfect because then he'd have an option on all 3 balls. But we'll see. So like I said, Devin was nervous coming into this. And then, having an opportunity or 2 here early on and then failing to execute, it chips away at your confidence. So that's why this here is a very big thing for him. Okay, so that actually works out pretty good. So you can play the 11 ball, which is this one. Don't try to do too much. Don't try to power draw because it brings the side pocket into play. Keep it simple is a very good way to look at things. Cool. So just like that. He has options and pockets. It's not the most ideal position because he's back cutting no matter what he does. I don't believe it goes here. So he's having to play here or here. I think it's called the side. Okay, I can't tell for sure. If it goes here, then well, it looks like it might. And if it does, that's the pocket you see. Okay, so it may not have. So he opted for the back cut and ended up with a decent position on the 13th here. But the important part was missed, and that's making this ball. So now Robert has a big opportunity to go up for a 0. Okay, so Robert made the 5 and underhit that a little. I think he would have preferred to come down table at least halfway, but he does have a very good look at this, and Robert's proficient enough to be able to take this shot on and produce a victory. And there it is, center pocket. Nicely done, Robert. Way to capitalize on your opportunity. Good job. I see Kelly in the chat there. Root for Devin from his campsite. I told you. Okay, so that is big. 4-0 lead in race 9. Or race to anything really is big. 4 games is big. Especially when your cargoes are fairly even, so even strength, then definitely makes it tough to dig out of a hole. It's not impossible by any means. But part of the toughness to that is keeping your head right. And by that I'm talking about your mindset. You still have to believe in it, focus in it, and focus when you're at the table. But one ball at a time, one game at a time. Don't try to do too much and don't try to force things because it will only dig your hole deeper. All right, folks. So Devin's at the table, down 4-0 in the race to 9. Has an opportunity here. I don't know if it's commentator's curse, so I'm just going to quit. Yeah, Cassandra, I turned the mic off for a bit because I was talking to a friend who showed up. I didn't want to broadcast our conversation. Devin hung the 7, so Robert's back. Going to be starting with the 15 ball. That was nicely done. Got perfect shape. I believe that's a 10 ball. I'm talking about this one here. So on this particular shot, he's got a couple of options. You can just stop it there and roll forward just a little bit and play this one. Or you can even, if he's got a good draw shot and likes it, he can screw the cue ball back this way and then play this one next. And then just come down this way for those. It's all preference right now. I wouldn't start with this one just because that's a much tougher shot. So we'll see. It looks like he's going to be drawing the cue ball back at him. Yeah, quick stop. Okay, that's just good. Cut that ball on the side and then try to get a nice angle to easily move up table. See, its natural tangent line is going to want to go this way. Oh, nice. Okay, that works. So now if you look at the line, see, this is what's known as being on the wrong side of the ball. And if that ball is going here, then the cue ball's natural tangent line is going away from this ball. So had he been more this way or something like that, that'd work good. But you could force it still. You just have to hit it harder and more English to get the cue ball to run around. So he opted for the bank next. That's not the most common. Most people would have ran the cue ball around, but if you like end-to-end banks, it's even tougher. So he called this pocket. So basically, from the angle that ball is going to be coming, that side pocket is less than a quarter of a pocket. That's a good effort. I'll give him that, and he was perfect on the 8. But if you look at the points right here and here, that ball coming from that angle, that pocket is literally only that big. So it makes it a super tiny target. So Devin made a good move there and got good shape on his 1 ball. You see, he can just play this here and just roll out into here for the 6 here. So basically, hit that way too hard. Then he missed the shot and left a difficult bank. But see, the goal would be to come in here, play the 6 here and roll forward into this area, play the 5 here, and cue ball here for the 4 here, and the cue ball here for the 8. That would have been the proper pattern. I think we would have made it the easiest. So now, Robert was playing a safety. He didn't want to fire at that bank. And see, so he could actually do this starting from where it's at. He could play this, come over here, come this way, basically work backwards. And play that one, then this one, then this one here. I don't know if all my squiggly lines and whatnot make any sense, but yeah, well, it could be a little bit. He's free to take chances that he normally wouldn't take because he has a big lead. Let's see, as you see that shot right there, it wasn't very difficult at all, but he drove it right into the point. But that comes from a struggle with confidence. and that comes from failing to get out and being down in the quarter zero hole. It does play with the head, and Robert can take full advantage of that. And, if he pulls this game off right here, I'd almost bet any dollar amount that he will win this race. So Robert was a little fortunate there to get it stuck on the one ball, and then Devin attempted to get a hit. They say Holbert hit that, and the cue ball came down into a position where Robert has a shot. I do believe it passes. Yeah, it does. So he literally can do that with the cue ball coming like this, or he can even run the cue ball a little further if he wants to. But he could literally just roll that 11 ball into the pocket, and the cue ball could even come up here into this area, or 8 in the same pocket. And we'll see what he decides to do here. So the speed was right, the English was off, and therefore he ended up straight like this. It's still very cuttable on the side. Definitely in Robert's wheelhouse. So the shot is a very big one. Okay, so come up a little short, but once again, gave poor position for Devin. You notice how Devin just walks up there and just does something with that, really giving it much thought as to where he's leaving things. Now, he did bump the 8 out of the pocket, so that helps a lot and forces Robert into a bank shot. But this is a doable bank shot, and we saw Robert play shape to a bank in the side earlier, so he's comfortable with bank shots. And so if he were to make this one, it wouldn't surprise me. But I believe he's just looking at potentially playing a safety as well, because he could just slow roll over here and just bump this and leave the cue ball here. But he did call the bank, so let's see what happens here.
No! Oh, you do? Yeah.
Now, a little bit of an overbank, but left it sitting in the pocket. So now there's no more mistakes for Devin. Definitely needs to make this. Starting with the 5, you got the 1 there. Pick a pattern. But see, you notice that he just walks up and he's not really looking at anything. He just go up and shoot. And so when you do that, you end up playing poor position. And he has a shot with the 1 there, but if he slow rolls this, then this angle is in play, and that potential bad move is there. Okay, so he hit it with good speed. So the out is doable. Just need him to stay focused enough to execute it and get on the board. And that will help him a lot. It'll help him breathe a little easier. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so he managed to avoid the scratch. Now it's forced into a bank. Very doable, but definitely not the shot you wanted. You see that poor position play is a result of lack of confidence, nerves, all of that. And so with the 8-ball sitting deep in the pocket like that, Devin conceded that game. Not normally the way to go, but I'm not one that's going to sit here and whine about that rule. We are playing BCA rules, and they don't really like conceding games. They consider it to be poor sportsmanship, but for me, I don't care. Pretty much 100% even Robert was going to make it anyway. Devin's at the table with the break, and this is where he needs to start making his move.
When they start to break, they don't like break on the side. They split.
And this is where we're just going to take a break so he can get Robert's up to his looks like he's lined up on 6 and 5. So it's still going to be an open table.
Explain what you're looking at. They're looking at it. Put your mouse button down and you can draw.
I think White has a shot over here.
Yeah.
This ball.
Oh my gosh.
That's what he's lined up
Or
Save himself for a scratch, but he kind of made a
two
pass.
ball here, but there's a ball and you can move the ball around. There's sound effects now. Down and then lots.
Almost looks like he was going for a breakout on that cluster, but it came right by it. But he still has at least this right here for my opinion. Looks like that's what he's going to line up with next. I'm a little
He's like, please give me a chance.
Sometimes it's hard for me to tell what they're going to do. But it looks like he might be trying to either check this out or he's going to see if he can figure this ball out with that pocket. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to go ahead and play that right here. So it's hard to tell further than that, but I think I can see this ball. I had it off.
All right, well, I see saying I can't hear somebody talking, so I took a little break, stepped away to get some coffee, and a friend of mine was on here, Rayanne. I don't know if you can hear her talking or not. But I'm back now. So here we are, 5-0. Robert's up. Big commanding lead. Devin really needs to make a move here. It's going to be very difficult for him with this mess. And that mess, Devin has the worst of it because his two solids are on the inside. Robert has this stripe out here on the outside, which allows him a good breakout for the rest of that. So he's playing the 10 on the side. Cue ball's going to come kind of like this. I don't know if you saw there before when his back was to the camera, he held his cue out in a parallel line. Basically, he's looking at what's known as a tangent line, and that's which direction the cue ball rolls after they make contact. And as you can see, it was running on the line I drew, but that's what he was looking at. That's why he held out his cue, so that he knows he's not crashing into the 8 or not going to scratch, things like that. But that's just a quick tangent line check. So now he'll play the 9. It's natural tangent lines come up just like that. So it looks like he might be saving the breakout for the end. Okay, so he rolled up table way further than he wanted to. He wanted to be more like in this area. However, this is still doable. I mean, if he cuts it thin, he was going to go into here, but it still opens that up. He might even be able to play it off the 3. But as you saw, but it didn't come out enough to give him a clean look at this. So he can't cross bank it because the 6 is over here blocking the pocket. Okay, so he's opting for 3 rail, banking the side. So this is the pattern he's looking for. See, he was trying to go that line, but the 5 was sitting in it, so it was tough. So I'm not sure there if Devin was attempting to pocket that or play safe, but either way, he left a shot and he drilled it. And the 5 ball came to a rest, short enough to give Robert a pretty good look at this 8 ball and a 6. And he does, center pocket. Great shot. So now it's 6-0. Race to 9. Game number 7, which will be Robert's rack and break. Thank you, Rand, for putting the hooks back up.
I almost wonder if we put it like
All right, so Robert crushes the break, pockets the ball, has a nice starter shot, 14 over there in front of the side pocket. But in doing so, that creates this as a problem, and this still remains a problem. So, realistically, he could play this 9 first, but this, you could spin it and try to come down this way and open that up. Okay, so he went the other direction with the English. It's doable. It's doable.
Red light, green light. And then I was like, wait, get back here. That was a red light. You ran a red light.
So Robert's looking to play the 9 ball down into that corner pocket. And he almost got that just right. Comes over and blocks the other side of the 3. So DEVYNN comes to the table with a couple of starting shots, but definitely has some issues that need to be addressed. The 5 and the 3 are his biggest problems, with the 3 being his biggest. So he definitely needs to get into a spot to deal with those ASAP. If a lucky lead, Robert may still be able to pocket the 11 up in the corner. At least get the hit on it anyway.
Oh, God, it's not content.
So I'm guessing he was hooked on the point of that corner pocket where so the point is like this. So my guess is the cue ball is here, so he couldn't even see this ball, and that's why he went from the 2-railer to try to get a hit on this ball. Robert has a jump cue, so I'm surprised he didn't just jump this way, kind of like that, at least get the hit. So Robert has a lot of opportunities because he's up to 6 games, and so he can play freely and not have too many concerns, especially seeing that the 3 ball's locked up and DEVYNN's not making moves to address it, which he has to do right now. He can cut this 2 right here, it's thin, and let that cue ball basically loose. Uh-oh, that's going in. Oh my God. That is terrible. You see that? The cue ball made it to the side rail. Wow. Went to the side rail because he had left English on it. Instead of running it, run its natural tangent when I put left on it, so it came like this. But all that aside, he just made a great shot on that 4 and spun over there to bump the 9 to open it up. Or look at this 2. Absolutely needs to make the shot and get out here. Don't hurt yourself. Just pocket the ball. Get it. Don't do fancy. Now the positive side is that, well, these 2 are going to be trouble balls for Robert. You can see the 13, so that's probably what he's going to shoot at. He may even opt to play a safety. Just depends on what he wants to do here. It does appear that Robert is going to play the safe. His best bet is to just bump the 9. Now, there's a couple things on that, why that wasn't the best move. One, the 9 ball isn't in any better position. It still doesn't go anywhere. So he would have wanted to bump that and take the cue ball more of a pattern like this. And hitting it, a little more firm to get the cue ball over there, that 9 ball would come out into open space. However, like I said, he can play free and afford to make a mistake here and there. Devin's struggling right now, and that 9 ball being a problem is more evident right now because he's going to make this 10. Oh, he's called safe. So he's going to just roll up the rail, just like that. Nicely done. Nice touch. Now, this is a very difficult jump shot just because a 13 is sitting there as a blocker, so he would have to jump a long ways. So then you're forced to kick. And this 12 ball here is kind of sitting where you need to hit. So, and of course you got the pocket there, so it's basically going to be coming into here and then have to use a lot of top left English so that it widens out and goes this way. The good thing is the 8's so deep in the pocket that just making it is all you have to do. Yeah, so he went below the pocket, which brings it into here. And the only way to offset that, coming in below the 12 like this, is to put a lot of reverse English on it, which instead of allowing it to go this way, will help it go this way. But the best bet would have been to come here and open wide. So Robert's looking at taking a chance here. Combo. I don't know if he's looking to do a combo. Same view. He's thinking he might be able to squeeze that 13 by. He's caught the pocket, so he's thinking he can get there. So even if he makes it, he's in trouble because these two balls don't have a home yet.
Oh, God. Garbage. Yeah.
So he was able to get it in there, so nicely done there. But as you can see, he's in trouble. So even if he tries to play safe or something like this to get in here, now the jump is a possibility because there's no blocker 13 out there. Okay, so that hitting that short is most likely going to cost him 1 year.
You do you, boo. Show me what you got.
Okay, he didn't quite get there, but he might be able to go real close with this. Get up there. Got a mass able.
Get his device.
And he does. So here we go.
You might be calling, bitch.
All right, so he got on the board and has the break. Launch the cube off the table, which BCA rule. Robert will have ball in hand anywhere on the table, not just in the kitchen. Anywhere. And
We're still on this cake.
stripes, I like the stripes better. There's no real trouble ball, whereas the solids, you have this one. However, with ball in hand, you can shoot it now. I do believe it goes by there, and then that problem is resolved. But the stripes are sitting better. I think I like that, so that's where I would start. Yeah, that's a good spot right there. Maybe play up and play the 9 next. Maybe play the 10 next. I was thinking come up in here, play that, and then this one next. But he may do this 10, just a little stun draw to drift over, or decide to come back to it later. Okay, so he came up a little short. I think he would have preferred to be up here, but the shot is still very doable. You just do a center ball, and the English will come up here and puff this 8, and he'll have options because he's got stripes over here. Okay, so he ended up with a little inside on it. Left the ball hanging there, so now this is a trouble ball for Devin. Nice shot there by Devin to get the start, get the starter ball going. Now just roll forward a little bit. His tree top always makes things more difficult. Thing is, with a tree top is to not do too much. Just pocket the ball. You try to get too fancy with power or English, the tendency is to miss. So we're looking to get away from that, and he did. He decided to accept the medicine, and now he's playing the 1.
Yes! Terry! You love it. Give me all the shit.
Your lines just suck too.
Sit me up in the middle.
All right, folks, had to do a shot break. So we did a round of key lime pie, I guess called. Key lime pie. Pretty darn good, I gotta say.
Anyone wants the recipe, let me know. It's super easy.
Rayanne is saying, if anybody wants to know the recipe, she knows it pretty easy, she said.
These are wider.
Well, here we go. Robert's on the 11. Got natural angles to get to the 12. So now there's a couple ways to approach this. You can just do a little left and center left, and the cue ball will come across this way, or you can do a little top right, because the cue ball does this. He could hit it slower too and just come into this area. So it's all depends on what he wants to do. So he was trying to get across the other side to put the 8 in the same pocket. Overhit it. Now, there's dangers to this shot because of this tangent line right here. So you're going to have to hit draw or something to pull away from that. As you saw there, it was headed right for it. I think if he would have found the pocket with the 8 ball, the cue ball would have scratched. Oh, was a big opportunity there that was missed. So, folks, what do you do in this situation? Obviously, can't make it there. I think your best bet is to combo the forward and put the cue ball up there by Robert. Now, the reason why I don't like this shot is because that goes and it's a little right English. The cue ball can travel this route pretty easily. I was thinking combo it so the 8 ball stays here, and then the cue ball would go and sit up here. It's much harder to cut that backwards. But either way, it's a shot you have to execute. Devin opted to try to hold, which is never a good thing. But see, he didn't put any outside English on it either, and that's why it angled in sharp. Or if he'd have put outside English on it, it would have traveled the path I had said this way. So now he's in a very bad position here. It's about a half a diamond out, which makes the bank from where the cue ball is super difficult. So now he's going for a kick. It's almost just above the second diamond. Yeah, no running English. And so now, in BCA rules, that is not a loss because the 8 ball is still on the table. So that becomes a ball in hand for Robert. So from where Devin was right here, he would have been looking to basically aim at this. He ended up here, and he didn't have any running English, which in this case was going to be the top left. So it held the pocketing. All right, so now Robert is at 7, and this will be game 9. So it is Robert's rack and break. So he racks all the odd number games because he won the lag. All right, I'm back again. Periodically pause with all the people in here wanting to talk to me. So, not a big deal. But as you can see, Robert had ball in hand the 8, pocketed it. Is now at 7. Has a 6-game lead again. And has the break. Breaks dry. So now Devin will come to the table. For me, I would start with the 10 ball. This one. Right here. It has a little bit of an angle. You can't really do a whole lot because the cue ball's on the rail. So just follow it forward into here and then work with what you got. The important part of it is to make it. Do not miss this ball. You need to make it maintain control of the table. Nicely done. Okay, so now you don't want to play this combo. The hope was to go forward enough to not have to do it, but because you did it, now you got to shoot one of these balls. I would probably, because the 9's a straighter shot, I would shoot that, try to get over here, back cut that so that it opens this pocket up for the 11. I was kind of thinking the same. I rolled a little bit too far, but I wanted to make sure you got there. So I'm not too sure what he was trying to shape over there. Because I thought he'd get that really hard. I think the better option would be in this area, maybe play this one, or even cut that one there. I was asking a lot to hit that, come in right here and through here for a shot. Well, Robert being tree-topped ended up missing his shot and got the unlucky carom and scratch. So, Devin will come to the table with ball in hand, and he's starting with his problem for balls. Now, the only thing I don't like about this is how close he's putting it to the 13. You got ball in hand. Give yourself room. I think he just wanted to roll forward and play the 15 on the side. Which he did. But I just don't feel a need to put it 3 inches from the ball. So what he wants to do now is play the 15 in the side and roll forward enough into this area to play this ball next here. He ended up rolling a little bit far, but he's still okay. Still very doable. But now he has to give it a little bit more top if he's going to shoot the same ball. Then you're going to want the cue ball to come here and forward. Now, if he changes to the 14, that's okay. But just stopping it there for the 11, I don't know if that's the best bet. It's a little bit on the back side of it, so he can pop the draw and come up this way, which would work. And I say that because going forward, with this ball going here, you just go forward with the 10 and it's coming in here, and then the 12 it doesn't pass, so don't know how good a shot you'd end up with. So this one you want to give it a little stump draw and come up. He wanted to pop that more and be able to come up here, not pop the 3. But now that he did, he's definitely in trouble. cue ball is close to 8, which makes the jump shot very difficult. So he's looking to kick it this way, see here, like that. Doable, but not easy.
No, these tables are harder because I've never done it. Yes, but that's okay. I got learn
Thank you.
somewhere. You had a good job.
See, now I think most people here would start with the 7 ball. Shoot this first, then this, then this. It just makes for an easier pattern to get to the 8 ball. So now he's having to shoot the 6 ball, because shooting the 7 ball now, he's going to have to really work the angle to get over for the 6. The 7 ball he can cut and come straight across, but he has to really pay attention to his speed to get a good look at that. And then he has to move the cue ball around more to get to the 8. But had he shot the 7 first and come forward, then it's just to roll forward on the 3, roll forward on the 6, 8, and 5. So there's a cut to the left. So depending on how he wants to do this, he can come in like this. He can come in straight across. He can even draw this way. And it looks like he's going to play the 6. So it looks like he's put a little top on that, so it's going to kind of go forward. But he hit that at a great speed too. That's a 6 ball.
I love Reba.
Now, the downside to the 6 speed there is now Devin has to pocket this 12 and play this. Because you can see there's an angle, so he needs to play this angle and come over like this to play the 8 ball here. Now, to do so, you want to put a little top right. So if you picture a clock face, maybe like 1 o'clock, and that'll touch the rail and come across to the right this way. Okay, so he went a little different route, tougher route, and now you see he's got a tough shot to either corner. He's probably going to play this one just because it's a less cut. Yeah, he pulled the bank shot. That's unusual. Yeah, I didn't understand that at all. If anything, play this corner. Use English to control the cue ball if you're worried about it going somewhere funny. But Robert can start with either ball. I think for me, I would start with the 6. Basically, go like this. That's what I'm looking at. You can go around to the right as well. Either way, I mean, he's pretty safe no matter what he does.
He didn't see it at all. He doesn't even know what hit him.
Okay, so he overhit that. That's a little bit of a back cut, but still the cue ball tandem is going to come in right into the line of the 8. So it's very much a speed control shot. But he's in good shape to get on the hill. Just like that, he's got a great look at the 8. And like I mentioned earlier about the big games that you want to win, the one to get on the hill, that's the one you want to get to first. And it looks like Robert has done just that. Good job, Robert. So now it is Devynn's rack and break. Got a So now he has Devyn has a mountain to climb. Like I said, it's not impossible, but it certainly will not be easy. He's gonna have to dig deep here and find something within to keep his head in this match and keep going, because it's never over until it's over. Absolutely over. You can't mentally concede. Fight to the bitter end. So he hit that pretty square, and it looks like he made a ball. So a break and run right here would be super nice. It's definitely set up for that. As you can see, he underhit that. I don't know if you can see the 13 to play that. Looks like he can. Oh, he's playing the 15. It's all right, too. Just pull it back a little bit. 13, same pocket. There you go. So now you're going to want to go to the rail by the 2, maybe even clip the 2. That's okay. Just come out and play the 9 in the side next. Yeah. Well, that's... Yeah, I would have definitely played to shoot this ball here next, because, the whole quadrant thing, stay in this area. But now he's in a funny spot, so he can play the 10 here, and you have to put a little outside English on it to try to go this route. Right here would be perfect, because then he has an option to shoot either ball. But we'll see what happens here. You could even draw it if you wanted to, because of the back. If he gets enough on it, come this way. Or if he hits into the 5, it's probably still okay. He's looking to cut the 14 across to the other side, which he did. Great shot. Oh, no, the 8 ball. All right. Yeah, very dangerous play, but it's worked out. Okay, definitely feeling amped, because he could have just played into this area, no problem. So now he doesn't have a shot to the corner, so he's having to play the 9 here, and the 8's on the top of the point here, so he needed to be above it, like where the cue ball is now. So he's got to do a little work. Maybe you can try to get under it straight. Okay, so this is a terrible angle for the 8 ball. He can't play to the corner because it's a scratch, so he's going to have to come off like this and play for this side pocket. Not the 8 ball you want, especially when your match life is on the line, but still doable. And it looks like he got it. Yeah!
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
A nice breaking run for Devin. Way to stay alive. Good job. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but his mom is sitting over there with him, and she just jumped up and was hooting and hollering over his breaking run. So that's kind of actually cool to have, your mom here rooting you on. That's actually kind of cool. That was a nice breaking run. He had some pretty tough pressure shots there. The 8-ball being one of them, but he made it, and that's a big deal. And for his own psyche, that only is going to help him. But now it's Robert's turn. He's at the table. He's going to rack and break. Jordan, yeah, that was a great job on a break and run there. I'll let him know. Tell him good job. So Robert just annihilated this break. He too can get a break and run. The stripes are laid out beautifully for it. The only real trouble ball is this one, and to be realistic, it's not even really a trouble ball. But I would say that's probably the one that could potentially be an issue. But realistically, he could just bump this here, come in right here, and then play that to the corner and be out. Just depends on what he wants to do here. He may be rolling this up to play the 9. Interesting. So now he's going to be playing the 11 more likely this ball right here. This is something I tend to see a lot right here. So the 9 ball is literally blocking the 3 to the corner, and so people tend to not shoot that ball because it's blocking, because they feel like, well, if I miss, that leaves a block. I can tell you, more advanced players don't think that way. And let me just tell you, that right there was a beautiful shot. Not only did it create a monster problem for Devin, but it put him on that one trouble ball. And man, that might right there just might win him this match. That was a fantastic shot. But when I finish my statement, so some people will leave this towards the last one of their balls because it's blocking their opponent's ball, whereas advanced players will not do that because they don't think they're going to miss. And I can say that as I am one of those players, and it wouldn't faze me one bit to shoot that ball. And if I were to miss and it cost me, then so be it, but I will not change that mindset. I will not leave it there because it's something you have to continually keep in mind and keep trying to work towards. But he's in a little bit of trouble now. He's got to come with a shot. It's going to give him natural shape to that 9 ball. He makes it. And he got perfect shape. However, he did block that 6 and leave Devin in a ton of trouble.
I gotta shoot real soft. I can't beat it.
Okay, so Devin opted for a bank attempt, and that angle was super tight with that 6 ball being there. And I think the best play would have been to play a safety, just clip his ball and leave the cue ball up in here or something like that, to where you leave Robert a very difficult shot. If he makes it, he makes it. But give yourself, a good chance by forcing Robert to have to cover the shot. So this one is, I think he's cutting. Looks like he's putting a little bit of inside English on there. Well, he's kind of played that as, I believe, a two-way. Kind of if I make it, great. If I don't, then I don't want to leave him a whole lot. So any of you who know me know that I'm not a big proponent of two-way shots, because 50% of your focus is on the shot, 50% is on the leave. Whereas if you play the shot or play a safety, you're 100% focused on the shot. There is a time and a place for two-way shots, but it's pretty rare that you'll ever see me play one. So they're kind of in a little bit of a safety battle now, just playing position, little game of chess here, which is probably a really good move for Devin. Don't try to force anything here. Stay within the game until a good opportunity presents itself. And he kind of thought it was there with the 7, and it may be true had he executed it, but he did not. And that 8 ball is going to be very tough now. I'd almost be playing shape for the bank versus the cut to the side, just because to play it in that side by 4 ball, purple ball here, is going to be very touchy and close to a foul. Now, if you play more bank shape, then you can hit every bit of that 8 ball and not worry about that 7 at all. So now with the 9 ball there, you can play just a right English. They're trying to come back up this way into the bank shape. Not a whole lot of English options just because the cue ball's on the rail. So it's kind of going to travel towards what I said. Good thing he didn't make it, because he would have had a kick shot, big opportunity for foul. Now, Devin needs to play super smart here. Don't try to force anything. Your 7 is stuck to the 8, so that's a big problem for you. Don't do anything crazy. There you go. Playing safe, smart. Now, I see Robert has a jump cue. I don't know how much he likes that. So I think I may not even have got it. But he did block the pocket there, and potentially the block on the bank too.
Do you think they want to crash? And he's like, yeah.
Okay, well, he's got a chance. Let's see, the safety Devin should have played is clip that 5 like he did, and then play the cue ball off the rail and then nestle up right here. Or you could have looked and bring and play here. But like I said, if it goes here, then Robert has the opportunity to jump shot. But nestling up to the back of the 7-8 takes that away. And because of his big lead, he can comfortably do this and just bump it so that it puts the 8 ball out in the open. And if Devin gets out, he gets out. But all the pressure's on him, so the potential for him to make a mistake is there. He just needs to take his time on this out and not try to force anything or get too excited too quick. Do the things you need to do. So in this case right here, I would shoot the 4, pull back just a touch, and then shoot the 3 up here next. So we'll see what he does here. Don't get crazy, do anything too much. Stay with what you need. Don't force things. So even this, you can just roll forward. Don't try to draw and get fancy. Play this ball next. So just roll the 3 up, leave the cue ball up in here, and then you can do something with that. So he wants to go. See, this is the thing where you stay in one area first, so that you don't have to run back and forth. And that going forward was a mistake. He had a shot, but as you can see, it's not easy. And then the pressure of missing and selling out is there. It just makes it tougher. So whether he plays this to the corner, then the tangent line is where the cue ball will come this way. So now he's settled going to take the 3 ball, which he should have took earlier, which obviously you can tell that it would have been a lot easier than having to shoot it right now under a ton of nerves and everything else. The 3 ball rolled just enough by there that gives Robert a good look at it. It won't be an easy shot. It's long range and cue ball's right on the rail, so top spin is all he's going to get on that, and you don't want to power stroke that. So you're just going to be rolling it in. You don't have to worry about shape or anything like that. But this could be it, folks. He's taking his time, stepping into the shot, taking some practice strips. So he's doing all the correct things, all the things he needs to do to make the shot. And here we go. Okay, so Devin got another opportunity, but as you can see, the table is not laid out in Devin's favor yet. It's almost, see what Devin's looking at is popping the 6 and playing safe, and which is not a bad idea. The thing is, the cue ball placement is going to be big, so he needs to. What are you doing? He needs to pump the 6 and leave the cue ball like right in here, forcing Robert to do an end-to-end kick, because this is a very awkward jump. Okay, that'll work. He got enough to get to the rail. Now see the difference between the cue ball sitting right there and the cue ball being more over here is the jump shot. Most shooters will take that jump shot right where it is. But if the cue ball is on the rail, the majority of them kick instead, just because it's much tougher. That extra distance is a big player in this. And here we go. And he gets a jump shot for the win. And not just the win of the game, folks. This will win the match. And just so people understand, because it's a cut shot, if you jump into a cut shot, you have to land at the ball. So literally land here versus anywhere else, because if you don't, then the power the cue ball comes in with does not get transferred, and then the cue ball has a tendency to jump off the table. But he's not looking for a kick, and he's not looking for a make. He's coming up that bottom round, he's just looking for a hit. It's too perfect to come like this and back cut it this way, but it is very doable to just bump it and set it right over here, kind of like that. But in doing so, he's given Devin an opportunity. Now, he has to be very careful cutting the 2 this way, because the tangent line is bringing the side pocket scratch into play. The 3 ball is a very long shot, and now with the 8's out in the open, any miss could very well cost him. And then there's the 6 ball, which he might be playing a safety to, leaving the cue ball like up in here, which might have been what he was trying, but I'm pretty sure that right there is going to cost him this match. This is very doable. And with this big lead, he doesn't have to feel any nerves at this, because even if he loses this game, he's still miles ahead. So he can just take his time with this and make it count. And he did. And so there you go, folks. It is a 9-2 finish. Congratulations, Robert. Thank you to all who tuned in. We'll see you on the next one.